Hi everybody, my name's Felix and I'm gonna talk about Demetrius Andrade, Canelo Alvarez, Charlo. I'm not even gonna talk about Triple G. I think he's done. And the 160-pound division, okay? I've watched the Demetrius Andrade versus Solecki fight. I watched it like 3 times already, and by watching that fight, I came to the realization that I don't think nobody in the 160-pound division can or will beat Demetrius Andrade. I mean, against Demetrius Andrade, all of these guys that I mentioned, all they have is a puncher's chance. And that's it. I really think that's all they have. By watching that fight, if you really watch that fight and you pay attention to everything that's going on, Demetrius Andrade does not give you the opportunity to hit him. And while he's hitting you, like, his feints are just like, the way he feints and the distance that he fights at is just problematic for anybody. Like, I don't see nobody beating Demetrius Andrade. The angles that he gives you, like, his angles is for him to land punches and you to miss punches. You're not gonna land on him effectively. That man is that good, man. I watched that fight a couple of times, and if you really pay attention to what he's doing during the course of the fight, like, he's making you fight at his distance, he makes you fight at his pace, he keeps you off balance, you get gun shy because you know you're not gonna hit him. So he's beating you mentally, he's beating you with his athleticism. And when I speak about his athleticism, that man is like a feline. He's like a cat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talk about Jermell Charlo being athletic, being strong. He is strong. I'm not going to tell you he's not strong, but he doesn't have the athleticism that pose problems to fighters, because he's a straight up fighter. He only has the 1-2. The same thing goes with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has a little bit more than the 1-2. He has good punching to the body. He throws in more feints than Jermell Charlo does, and he's a better boxer than Jamal Charlo. But he's not going to be able to deal with the athleticism of Demetrius Andrade and the skills and the IQ and the angles that he presents you during the boxing match, man. Like, there's nothing that Canelo Alvarez is not even going to be able to land on Demetrius Andrade, because Demetrius Andrade, it's so good, he makes you fight at his distance. You at the end of his punches, man. And when he attacks you with feints. He freezes you up and then he unloads on you, and then he's out of dodge. You know, that's what boxing is about. You know what I mean? The way he fights is like Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather, those guys that, I mean, Terence Crawford too. I think Terence Crawford is a great fighter too. The way that these guys fight, they hit you and they're not trying to get hit, and they do it in angles that even if you land, it's going to be a one punch and it's not going to be a full force. It's going to be like a slap, a tap on them, and then they get a new different angle and you have to set up again, and by the time you're setting up, they feinting you and they hitting you again. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is that way also. The thing with Terence a real one. Like, if you touch him and he don't like it, he like, you know what, I'm gonna throw my game plan out of the way and I'm just gonna put hands on you. That's the only reason he gets touched. I believe he can fight and not get touched, but he's a real one. So his ego sometimes get gets in the way. Not ego, I wouldn't say ego, but he's a guy like if you touch him, he wants to touch you back. You know what I'm saying? But if he decides to be a boxer puncher and stay on top of his game, you cannot touch him either. But let's go back to Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo Alvarez, because I don't think, I mean, Charlo is strong. He only has the 1-2, and he doesn't have much on his arsenal to pose a real threat to Demetrius Andrade. I don't think he can beat Canelo Alvarez either, because Canelo Alvarez is gonna come in that fight against him looking like a light heavyweight. Everybody knows that's what's gonna happen, and I don't think Charlo's punches are gonna have that much of effect on him, and we know Canelo Alvarez can take a punch. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a slugfest, and it's gonna be a good fight though. It's gonna be an interesting fight, and Canelo get the decision. I don't see him losing a decision against Charlo, because Charlo can't do much to him, because even though he's young and strong, a lot of people say he's athletic. He's not athletic in a way that he can hit Canelo and Canelo not hit him back. So with that type of fight, he's actually an easy fight for Canelo Alvarez, unless he knocks Canelo Alvarez out, which he might, but I don't know. I don't see that happen. But Charlo against Andrade. Okay, let's go to Charlo against Andrade, right? Charlo, I don't think he has the boxing skills to fight and beat a fighter like Andrade. He has a puncher's chance because he's strong and he might catch him. But that's a stretch, might. You know, I don't see him catching Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is going to fight him at his own distance. He's going to engage him when he wants to engage him. And he's going to have Charlo off balance all day. You know, Charlo's not that athletic. He's like a pit bull, you know what I mean? He wants to come in and just, like, you know, beat the shit out of you. And Demetrius Andrade is not going to be there for that, you know? She's just going to touch him up, demoralize him. And I think it's a bad fight for Charlo, because when Demetrius Andrade beats him, it's going to make him doubt his whole career, man. Demetrius Andrade will demoralize Charlo and make him second guess himself. Am I ready for this? When I think he is. He can fight anybody else at 160 and be good. Even if he loses against Canelo, it will not be as demoralizing as if Demetrius Andrade beats him, which I think Demetrius Andrade will beat him in a nice fashion, like totally outbox him and just make him, like, you know, he doesn't have the skill sets to compete against the Demetrius Andrade. But let's go back to Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo. Okay. Demetrius Andrade, a lot of people say it will be like a ladder fight. I don't see it being like a ladder fight. A lot of people forget that Demetrius Andrade is 6'2", and he's a strong fighter, man. He is a strong fighter. And he has a dog in him, but I don't think he's gonna stand over there and trade with Canelo Alvarez. He's just gonna embarrass him. He's just gonna give him a boxing class. You know what I mean? He's just gonna school him in the sport of boxing, because he has all the tools. He's way too slick, way too smooth, way too athletic for Canelo Alvarez. And I don't see Canelo. Canelo has no chance against Demetrius Andrade unless Demetrius Andrade gets robbed. But I don't think that's gonna happen, because the way that Demetrius Andrade is gonna beat him, like he's gonna make him look stupid, man. Demetrius Andrade will make anybody at 160 look stupid. So let me know what you guys think about those fights. But I want to talk about something else. Like, I want to talk about everybody talking about Canelo Alvarez next fight, which is supposed to be at 168, and why he's not fighting David Benavidez, and why is he going the easy way, right? You have to understand this. Boxing is a business, and I think Canelo Alvarez is down to fight anybody. I really think so. He keeps saying he will not fight another Mexican fighter. I know a lot of people want to see him fight David Benavidez, which is a terrible fight for him, because Benavidez will put hands on him. I don't say he will stop him, but he would just give him a beat down. And I think Canelo will take that fight. The only people that would not allow to Canelo to take that fight, it's not even the Mexican fan base. The Mexican fan base would love that fight. I promise you. The Mexican fan base will want to see that fight. Golden Boy will never make that fight happen, though. Because Canelo Alvarez is their golden goose, whatever you want to say it, you know what I'm saying? Therefore, as a business, they will never let Canelo get into the ring with somebody that can beat him. Triple G, we all knew Triple G is not slick. He's a power puncher. He has no defense. You know, he can't beat Canelo. Like, and he's old. You know what I'm saying? His last fight, they gave him a gift. Derevyanchenko destroyed him. I don't care what nobody say. Derevyanchenko destroyed fucking Triple G. He got a gifted decision because of the corruption in boxing. Because they want to see him fight Canelo Alvarez, not for a different outcome, not to see if he can beat Canelo Alvarez, but because he makes money. Therefore, they're gonna protect that investment. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to talk about Triple G. I think he's done. He's done at 160. His boxing is done. He should just fight Canelo Alvarez and get out. You know, make his money and get out, because he's done. Derevyanchenko exposed him like he can't take nothing to the body. You know what I mean? Those body shots were hurting him. So do I agree with Canelo Alvarez's next fight? No, I don't. But it's the business side of boxing. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna protect him as much as they can. They're gonna give him opportunities to get as much belts as he can get in multiple weight divisions. And you know, I think he'll fight Charlo sometime. But I don't see him getting in the ring with Demetrius Andrade, man. And which is sad, because Demetrius Andrade will dominate him. Like, he'll get dominated, he'll get exposed. It'll be like a type of Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez fight. It will be like that. And Charlo, his next fight with Derevyanchenko, that's an interesting one. That's a fight that Charlo can win. Derevyanchenko's not is slick, but he doesn't move a lot. He's there, and Charlo will have a chance to hit him. And Charlo is young. He has a good gas tank. He's not gonna need to be slick on that fight. But I think he needs to add more things to his skill set. You know what I mean? If you go and watch that fight against Korobov, this man was getting hit with the same punch over and over again, and all he was throwing was a jab and a right hand the whole fight. Like, he was trying to catch Korobov. He was flicking that jab and throwing that like power right hand, that telegraph right hand. That's why throughout all the rounds he couldn't really land. But he has power, because when he caught Korobov, you know what I mean, he hurt him. That's the problem with Jermell Charlo. He's in it to win it. You know what I'm saying? And if you make a mistake and he catches you, but I think he lost that fight also. Korobov like outboxed the shit out of him. He's there to be hit. You know what I mean? His brother's a better boxer than him. He needs to, you know, he has a good coach, but he doesn't. I don't think he has the skills, man. He's a 1-2 fighter, man. Even though he caught J-Rock with that uppercut, but that's because J-Rock was in the kitchen over there trying to slug it out with him. You know what I mean? A smart boxer will keep him at the end of his punch, and this dude has no chance, man. You know, I like both of the brothers. I think they good fighters. Jermell is a better boxer than Jamal, but you know, I wish them all luck, man. But I think they need to get in meaningful fights. You know what I mean? Not Jamel. Jamel is always in good fights, but Jamal, you know, after this fight, he needs to go there, either beat up Canelo, you know, or fight Demetrius Andrade. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. But I mean, there's so much good fights that should be made, man. I don't know what these guys are waiting for. They're just greedy, you know. If you put out in the fights, people want to see rematches. You know what I mean? And believe me, whoever Canelo fights, the Mexican fan base will follow him. But the Mexican fan base wants him in meaningful fights. If he fights Charlo, they'll follow him. If he fights David Benavidez, that will be a great fight. But he will not. He will not, because Golden Boy will not let him fight that fight, because they know he'll get beat up, man. And even if he goes, yeah, he has no business in the 168 division pound with the top fighters. Like I don't see him beating none of them. Maybe Callum Smith. Maybe he can beat Callum Smith. But that's it. I don't see him. I don't see him beating Benavidez. Plant, on his good day, will just outbox him too, as long as he don't get caught. And those other monsters from Russia at 175, he better stay away from them. Them dudes are not playing with Canelo. Like the way Canelo fight, Canelo ain't gonna hurt him. Like the way he likes to bang. Beryabayev, I think is his name. That dude will knock him out, man. He has no business. But yeah, that's just my impression on the 160-pound division and Canelo Alvarez, man. Let me know what you guys think. And Demetrius Andrade.